guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Wimbledon. If you're still enjoying the series, of course, drop a like on the video. That'd be fantastic. Now, I know why you're all here. You want to see if we manage to win the league. And, well, I'm not going to hold on any longer. Just watch the highlights and you'll see what's happening. I'll join you guys in a sec for the Arsenal game. Botso whipped in. Peter's header. It's a goal. Villa 0, Wimbledon 1, Alexander Peter with the goal, and we have the lead. And a 7-point gap with 3 matches to go would be massive for us. So he's going to make a return run. No, Archibald to pick it up this time. Fabio, a bit more space for Baltam, and it's going to be 2-0 at Villa Park. Imran Baltam's 19th goal of the season. One more for 20. He's on fire now. There we go, 2-0. We now know that a win at home to Leicester to Watford will see us crowned champions for the very first time. Well, again, Achabar. Salvi's in acres here. Can he split it back for someone? Finds Farmer of all people. Sam Farmer scores the goal after 2 minutes. The goal that could win Wimbledon the Premier League. And what an appropriate player to score the goal. You know, he's in a good position for it too. Slips it through for Peter. Peter's goal, and that is 2-0 now. Alexander Peters finally finding some goals to his name, and surely now we are going to win the Premier League. Galfrascoli lumps it in, and we are champions. And they walk off the pitch as if nothing's happened. And apparently, I suppose it's because Chelsea haven't played, but we are going to win the league now, and that is fantastic. Lost his man nearly. Now he does. Ball back. Masek gets a shot away, and it's 1-0 in the FA Cup semi-final. Wimbledon have done everything in the first few minutes of this game and deserve the lead thoroughly. Oh, Mateus has broken the back line here. He's through. Mateus, oh. And there we go. Leicester 0, Wimbledon 1. We are in the FA Cup final. We're going to Wembley, even though we've just come from Wembley, because that's a thing now. His long free kick. Zisser's in there, and he's scored. It's 1-0 to Wimbledon after 11 minutes at the Riverside, and Josef Zisser with the goal. Galfrascoli grabs himself another assist, though. Fabio's in. He's got support himself, but he might go alone. Doesn't need the support, and it's 2-0 to Wimbledon. Fabio scores his 31st goal of the season, and we are surely going to finish off the season quite far clear at the top of the league at this rate, which is surprising. Fabio steps up, and it's 3-0. Middlesbrough 0, Wimbledon 3. And, well, as champions now, our first game since winning the league, and we are flying a sec to Peter. It's got Fabio running beyond. Fabio's in another one, and you know it's a day where we've had a celebration because Fabio has scored a hat-trick. It's just what he does. 33rd of the season, we're 4-0 up now, and then Hoiver, oh, the space, Manquillo. Somebody's not got to get on the end of something here. Everton smashes it in for 5. Middlesbrough 0, Wimbledon 5. I think that's our biggest ever Premier League victory as well. And Everton caps it off with the 5th goal there. First game since winning the league, and we smashed 5 past Middlesbrough. Right, guys, we're back. And as you can see, we won quite comfortably in the end. In fact, we sort of started to pull away. We've gone on a really good run of results, similar to that one we had in the middle of the season when we started to get those beatable teams, and we've really turned it up. You can see Fabio there actually has 24 in the league now, and there's only 2 off the top. Salvi at the moment, unless Bellerin does something special today, Salvi could win that as well. We've got players all over the place. Most clean sheets as well. Galfrascoli, 22 clean sheets in 37 is astonishing. So, question of the day, because why the hell not? What have we got? Let's see. Oh, okay, here's a good one. You guys will like this one. Have you ever stayed up all night playing FM? I can genuinely say that I have never done that. I'm, as weird as this might sound from coming from someone that runs a YouTube channel based around FM, I was never like a huge binge session player of FM. I could take it or leave it a lot of the time, and I would just play here and there. Obviously, I play it a lot more now because I kind of have no choice in the matter, which is fine. But no, I've never actually stayed up all night. I think the latest I don't think I've ever played FM in like the early hours of the morning, so past midnight. Like, genuinely, I've had sometimes all-day sessions on Sundays occasionally, but not for a while. But other than that, no, I genuinely haven't. I think maybe I would have done, if I wasn't doing YouTube as well, maybe I would have got a bit more into it in those senses at slightly more off-kilter times. But when you've done a lot of recording during the day, the last thing you want to do, as well as everything else, is you play more of it sometimes. And that's why I haven't played as much Yotterboard lately. So, let me know, have you ever done that? I assume some of you probably bloody have. In fact, let me know your weirdest sort of FM story relating to that sort of stuff. I'll be very curious to hear this sort of stuff. So, and if you've got any ideas for a question of the day, of course, drop those in the comments as well with the hashtag QOTD. So, today, we're doing the final game of the season against Arsenal. We're away from home. I don't expect us to win it. But oh my god, imagine if Fabio got a hat-trick and won the top scorer. That would be something else. Not probably going to happen, but still. We can dream, can't we? We can dream. Look at all the green. Look at that, particularly look at that green. And we've actually, well, hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've gone 7 clean sheets on the bounce again. We're really good at doing this, getting these runs where we're just so solid at the back and collecting a few more goals as late, as you can see with the result against Middlesbrough with the 5-0. Probably our biggest ever Premier League victory. So, well, actually, no, we'll look at the squad after this, so that way you guys can see the final gore line, so to speak. And obviously, in tomorrow's episode, we've got the FA Cup final as well against Chelsea. I'm going to try and suit up for that as well. So Salvi, he picked up an injury, and I'm not going to risk starting him today. We need him fresh for the FA Cup. In fact, what was that? That's what I was going to do. I was going to pick a rotated side because it's the FA Cup final coming up. That's more important than this. We've won the league. There's no need to overdo it in this one. I am going to play Galfrescoli, though, because he never ever... Look at that, he's always on 100%. He's so good at that. Bonnie is kind of fallen out of favour a bit lately. So we'll give him a try out today. Is this Makula, Farmer, Diallo, Everton, VDH, Baltam, and Fabio. And actually, I could probably put Eisler in instead of Baltam as well, to make sure we've got the full sort of plethora of quality available to us for the FA Cup final, because that's the most important thing. I know we've got a few players lacking match sharpness, but amazingly, we're the favourites for this game. Can't think of a single reason why that's the case. I suppose we are 17 points above. Arsenal won the league last year, and we're now 17 points above them, and Bellerin isn't starting, is he? In fact, he's not there at all. That means that Salvi's done it. Alessandro Salvi is going to lead the league in assists this year, which is fantastic to see. And I really think, given the way he's played over the last few games, he bloody well deserves it. Obviously, after this match as well, we probably will lose, but that's not really why we're here. Was there anything else? Oh, yeah, I actually checked to see if I was past favoured personnel yet on the Wimbledon thing, considering how well we've done. No, I am still only favoured personnel, despite the fact I've just won Wimbledon the Premier League. That seriously seems a little bit messed up to me. Not only that, but Ramselaar and Fabio are both icons. So fair enough. You know, Fabio and Ramselaar probably to a lesser extent. Oh, Fossum's all the way through, and that's a goal for Arsenal after 3 minutes. Disappointing, but we do trail here, which is a shame. But hey, we're doing so well anyway, who cares? I wanted to rest players for the cup final. But yeah, it's surprising to see that both those two get to be icons, but I'm still stuck on favoured personnel, despite guiding Wimbledon up to the Premier League from League 2, back-to-back promotions, and then winning the league after, like, what, 5 years is it in the top flight? We've won the division. Now, interestingly, with Portsmouth last time, with last year on Portsmouth last year, we actually won the league the year that we won the Champions League. So this is going to be a new one for us, because we're going to be going into next season having already won the league and trying to defend it, which will be interesting. So we're going to go a bit more like that. We're also going to drop deeper, because clearly Arsenal are going to try and play like that, but that's fine by me. We'll just push the tempo for now, trying to get a bit more chances and just see what we can come up with. I don't think we've got much of a chance today with the slightly, in fact, in some areas incredibly, particularly defensively, weakened side, but that's fine. You know, that's just one of those things that's going to have to happen. Is there anything else? No, I think we're good. But yeah, we're going to have a squad report at the end of this episode, of course, as well as the usual check around the other leagues and what I like to call the Bolton update, which has become a yearly feature for us now. Don't worry, I won't be forgetting about it, because the last time I checked, Bolton were actually winning Conference North. So it does look like they've finally sort of hit the bottom of their yo-yo bounce, and now they can start to begin the upspring, you'd feel. And don't worry, again, after the save is finished, I will put up a version of the save as well from when Bolton were relegated to Conference North. That way you guys can start playing with them at their very lowest point if you want. Don't worry, that will happen as well. If I can get it up sooner, I might if I find the time. But as you can tell from the fact that I've been wearing the same jumper, I've recorded a oh, what a strike from Nunelli, if that's how it's pronounced. I don't know what his first name is. We'll find out. Shea Nunelli. There was a player we play. You know, there's that guy Cerruti that plays for Cardiff, who I thought his name was after a perfume. Yeah, his picture in my space pack is just him wearing like a flannel shirt. It's glorious, unless that's like a really obscure team's kit. But it's just like a proper checkered shirt from like New Look or something. It's brilliant. Probably not New Look. My guess is the Spanish equivalent of New Look, although I don't know if he's even Spanish. That could be wrong as well. We're 2-0 down to Arsenal. Arsenal are going to be the only team to do the double over us this year, it seems. Eisler, and it's ricocheting around, and Fabio's put it in, I think. Yes, he has. Arsenal 2, Wimbledon 1. Fabio scores his 34th, and most importantly, his 24th in the league. Is there still hope for something miracle-like right now? He's got one back for us. Can he get two more and win the league's top scorer out of nowhere? Seems a little unlikely, but we'll give it our best. We'll look at half-time and see where we can improve. Defensively, you can see that's the weakest part of this team by a country mile, but that was always going to be the case. We needed those players fresh for the FA Cup final, because I'm determined to beat Chelsea, because we've actually taken only 1 point from Chelsea in the league this year. Should have been 3. We were 3-1 up against them away from home and should have won it. Let's see. Okay. Relatively long passes. It's relatively similar for them as well. We're actually doing... Okay, let's see. Let's embrace that a little bit more then, and exploit both the flanks, push up a tiny little bit, and just lower that tempo down just a tad to... Let's dribble less, since they're not really doing a lot on the old dribbling anyway, it would seem. So we'll try to knock that down a little bit. You never know. We've got one back. Maybe Fabio will have one of those games like he did against PSG, where we weren't particularly very good, but he still scored a hat-trick because he's on fire lately. But without Pete... to there as well. I don't know. Bear in mind, Fabio is playing as the striker today, so that kind of would explain his little bump in form. He's looking a bit frustrated, and he is lacking a little bit on fitness, and I'm tempted to just get him off at this point and get Mateus on. Perez because we need Fabio fit for the final. Who else can we really sacrifice here? Diallo on for Ramselaar, and who else is probably not going to play in the final? Alan Granger for Makula, who's looking uninterested, which is great to see. You might notice I've not played Makula as much this year as I was expecting to, because we spent a lot of money on him, but the reason I did that is just because when he played he was pretty poor, and moreover than that, Gomez has just been so good playing at left back, and I guess he was able to play at left back more purely because, of course, we had, there we go, a 2-1 defeat. We actually came back into that towards the end of the game, so I'm pretty proud of them for that. But we'll still give them an absolute rollicking here, because why the hell not? But yeah, Gomez played so well there, and because we had two slightly better centre-backs this year, that's an area we could look at. Now, next season, in terms of signings, obviously we'll take a look at the analysis before we can really decide where we're going to go and pick out players for signings and that. But I'm thinking defensively we're solid, but I'd like to see a little bit more. Maybe look for another one. I'm not entirely sure, because we've got a decent plethora of them, and I think they'll improve. And a lot of the players in the team are still relatively young, so they're still improving. And I think the only area where we really could look for is maybe potentially another striker. Maybe splash the entire budget on one player to play as that deep line forward, perhaps slightly better than Peter. That way we can have two players that are capable of absolutely rocketing goals in next season, and that could be the difference for us, because I just don't think... I think the other areas of the pitch themselves, we've got players now. Salvi is a dominant player in that position. I'm not going to go out and sign anyone better than him. Baltam is just getting better and better by day. Masek is a monster in the middle. Farmer is colossal behind him. Maybe right back. Manquillo, then again, he continues to be fantastic for us. So I don't know, maybe that's an area I'll look into as well, but I'm really happy with the squad, in all honesty. Let's see who's gone down. So Middlesbrough down on 31 points. Swansea go down along with Cardiff, which is a massive shame for them. But as you can see, Fabio finishes the second highest scorer in the league. Alessandro Salvi wins it. Bellerin will still win Player of the Year, but look at that. Masek is just a dominant player. And Galfrascoli with 22 clean sheets. Fabio right up there as well. But I mean, look at some of these guys. Josio Pereira. Obviously, we can't see much. No, we can see a lot about him. He's an Argentinian player. Never heard of him. I wonder where he came from, because I don't remember seeing him in... Wow, he actually went to Dynamo Kiev, interestingly. He's just one of those ones, they slip through the net sometimes, don't they? So yeah, let's have a little look at the other leagues while we're here, before we do anything else. Championship, of course, the playoff final is going to be between Ipswich and either West Ham or QPR. Oh no, that's the first leg. So Bournemouth are back up with Blackburn again. Those two guys are back in town. Luton and the McDons go down, with Hull City going down. That's an interesting one. And down from League One we go to Portsmouth and Brighton. Obviously, we don't really know much about that. But Pompey are in the League One playoffs, so that's good to see. Burnley flying up from League One with Sheffield Wednesday. Down go Coventry City, Shrewsbury, Walsall and Yeovil. Nothing really stands out as being noteworthy from that, apart from that it is what it is. Alfreton got to the playoff finals. Got to the playoffs in League Two. That's impressive. Preston go up with Newport County and Crawley. Down go Telford and Doncaster, but that was incredibly tight. Not a lot of points flowing around at the bottom of that league. Let's check the Vanarama League. Lincoln they actually beat Harrogate in the playoff final there, and Grimsby go up as well. Down go Aldershot, Dartford, Hemel Hempstead and Oxford City. And now the one we've all been waiting for. I think Bolton won it. I'm fairly certain they've won it. No, they didn't! Solihull Moors beat Bolton 3-0 in the playoff final. Bolton were miles clear when I last saw. And, well, there you go. Nuneaton Borough go up. And Solihull, to be fair, they probably deserve it. They were far better than Bolton in the league. Salford City there. I saw them play against someone in the cup, and I was like, haha. Gainsborough, Hendersford and Stalybridge go down. And, of course, the Southern League, which we rarely ever check on, but we're going to anyway. Whitehawk have beaten Torquay. I forgot they'd fallen any further. Boreham Wood go up. Down go Leamington, Billericay and Eastbourne Borough. So, let's get to the squad and do ourselves a little squad report here. Let's just quickly show you here. Fabio, 34 goals. 19 for Baltam. 12 for Salvi, 12 for Peter, and 11 for Isa. So 5 different players all got 10 goals or more. Assists-wise, 25 for Salvi. And also, 11 each for Salvi and Peter. So that's better. That's what I like to see. But, you know, plenty of goals spread across the team. 11 man of the match awards for Fabio and 10 for Baltam. It's not bad either. And look at all these 8s. I'm very pleased. Key passes. We'll look at all of that in, of course, the analysis video. So let's start off with some Galfrascoli played 54 times. Martin Galfrascoli. What a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. Still got a little bit more to improve, apparently. That's impressive if he could do that. Look at that. He's only conceded 60 goals in 74 appearances for Wimbledon. That's incredible. And I think a lot of those came in that first season. Let me just... Oh, no, he's only played 2 seasons for us. So a slightly better return this year. Although, yeah, he played more games and conceded less goals. So, yes, very much so. Right, let's just stop doing that and go into things. Brian Gomez, worth £37 million. What a monstrous player he is. He will be one of our players when we win the Champions League one day. I am certain. Now that we've won the league, we should be able to shell off some of the threats from teams below us trying to steal our players, in theory. But you know how this game is. Look at that, 17 pace as well. And that agility is really, really useful because he can play all across the back line. He's the ultimate utility player at the back. Alan Granger, I'm thinking about selling him off because Sunderland were interested and they've offered us 8 million, so I think I might move him on because I don't think he's going to play a lot for us, to be honest, and he barely has since he joined. Mihailo Langura, remember when I thought he was going to be like the big deal for us and he just never quite managed to find his way, which is a real shame, but there you go. Makula, not really seen enough of him this year. I might give him some more game time next year, but you can see when he has played, only a 6.84, and from a fullback in this team, that's very, very low. Javier Anquillo, on the other hand, averages a 7.45 overall, and despite being 30 years old, he is still monstrously good, and we may look for someone to be better than him in that position, but at the moment he is a colossus, and he's been a really, really good signing for us, considering how much he actually cost us in the end, which was, what, £9 million. He's not had a single season earning less than a 7 on ratings. So yeah, impressive from him. Next up, we've got Roman Masek, £32 million he's worth. I kind of felt like he was going to be special for us when he first came into this team, and I've been very, very pleased with him. He doesn't score a lot, but he does a lot else, and I'm very, very pleased with him. Mateus, he's worth 14 million quid, amazingly. He's still there, and I just don't know if he'll... I think maybe if this save went on for another 7 or 8 years, Mateus would come through and be superb. It looks like that's the case, with that 17 finishing already. But I do worry about his chances with the other players we've got, but we just needed to get that done, didn't we? Mohar, he's worth a lot of money, but that composure and concentration do seem to kind of catch him out occasionally, and that technique is improving, but still, I think he's very much a case of a work in progress, but he is only 23, actually, then again... I'm not so sure about him. Alexander Peter, how well has he done this year? I think there's a lot more to come from this guy, and I think maybe next year, bear in mind, he's still only 20 years old. I think there's more to come from him, and next year he could be a lot better, and we need him to be, really. Bart Ramselaar might well get him gone in the summer, but he's been a superb servant for us. He really, really has. Very impressed with him. Alessandro Salvi, what more is there to say? There's still more to come from him. That's what that suggests to me, is that there's actually somehow more to come from this guy. He's already worth £45 million nearly. Remember, we signed him for like 15 from Livorno. What a mistake that was, letting him go to us. He's been superb this year. 9 goals in the league and 20 assists as well. Just astonishingly good. Still only 21. What more? VDH, Kenneth VDH, he's improving as we speak. He's worth £10 million now. He got a wage rise as well. I'm going to get him on a new contract in the summer and make sure we keep hold of him, because I think he's going to be superb, and he's great. He makes great rotation with Fabio because of that 11 finishing. He's not a bad shadow striker either. So Joseph Zissa as well. One I actually signed because I couldn't get Ballesta. He's probably been the best performer of all of our centre-backs this year, and you can sort of see why with those PPMs and just the way he is. So well done him. Mohamed Achabar, for a player that doesn't really have a set position, he sure as hell plays a hell of a lot, and that keeps him from getting complaining about me. Still only 20 as well. £38 million he's worth. God, our squad is worth a lot of money. Ernesto Ballesta, worth £20 million. I want to see a bit more out of him next season, and I'm hoping I do, because I feel like he's got a lot to offer, but we'll just have to wait and see. Baltam as well, £45 million he's worth, and he's still only 20. He's still only 20 years old. Look at this diagram. There's so little. Hang on, has he got? He doesn't have a single stat under 10. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is outrageous. And only his corners are 10. He's got a few 11s in there, but he's still only 20 years old. To be fair, a full season of football this year has really made a player out of him, I have to say. He's been so, so good. Even playing as an inside forward, where he's not even supposed to be that great. But hey, Christian Bonney, again, I was hoping to get more from him this year, but with the centre-backs we brought in, we kind of stifled him a little bit, but he'll still be useful next year. Botso, he's played a bit more this year. Still not very often, but he's done okay in the games he's played, and we might move him on because there's big money, and I think he wants to leave. Diallo, again, I got him on a new deal, but I think we might end up moving him on for like 10-15 million, which would be quite useful. Isla, he's perhaps not been the player that we expected, but he's still done enough this year to cement a place as a backup in this team, and I might try and negotiate a different contract with him, no longer as a key player, potentially. Everton, we do want to keep him because he's such a great backup to Salvi. You know, he still puts in really solid performances when he plays, and that's the most important thing. Fabio, what more can we say about him? He's only worth 35 million, amazingly, which is strange, but I guess it's because actually don't know why it is. Who cares? He's such a good player. We're keeping him forever. Sam Farmer as well. £53 million he is worth. I've just got him on a new deal that takes his contract to 2029, and it's now got an £84 million release clause, and it still couldn't get rid of the release clause, unfortunately. But unless City are going to pay us £84 million for this guy, he is staying. And I don't know if he'll want to go to City now anyway, because, of course, I don't even know if they got into the Champions League. I'm about to go for Ascoli. Let's just quickly check that, actually, because I can't remember who got into the Champions League and who didn't. So, yeah, Chelsea, City and Arsenal. Man United got 74 points and didn't get into the Champions League. Gutted. Stoke and Everton get into the Europa League with a negative goal difference. In fact, every team below that has a negative goal difference, bar Tottenham. Look at these goal differences, though. Plus 60, plus 57. There's definitely a gap emerging, but we are champions. It has finally happened, and I'm really, really pleased with that. And I hope you guys are too. Smash a like on the video if you're glad about that. Yeah, if we could get like 500, maybe, that'd be superb. So, in the next episode, we have one last game this season. That is the FA Cup final against Chelsea tomorrow. I'm going to suit up. We're going to put all the bells and whistles and all that stuff. We're going to play on extended. Can we win our second trophy of the season and our fourth in this save, because we won the Johnston's Paint Trophy. No, wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, I think it is our third or fourth. I don't know. I can't even remember. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the FA Cup final. See you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.